Ford Mustang TT4.
Dominant fashion, highly glad.
Yeah! Area 51 podcast. This is Cap Houston right here. Bobby, what you got for me?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Area 51 Racing Podcast, Season 2, Episode 89. We got Dave in the building. How you doing, Dave?
Doing good, Bobby. First and foremost, I would like to dedicate this to the man over my left shoulder here, the Hulkster. You know, a lot of people, he got a little overshadowed with Ozzy Osbourne, which was a passing. But just want to remind everybody that the Hulkster runs wild. You know, so say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and respect everybody. But Hulkster, we're gonna miss you, buddy.
Yes, sir. So tonight, like I said, is episode 89. Can you believe we are 11 episodes away from hitting our 100th episode in Charlotte?
Yeah, I mean, time is absolutely flying by. You know, I was talking to a couple people today and couldn't realize that, 90 days from now it's October. You know, it's absolutely, mind blowing. Just went by so fast.
So Rob cannot be on the show tonight. Hopefully he gets better. As many of you know, last week when he did his show, he had a concussion. Still sensitive to light and all that. So we wish him hopefully he gets better and all that. But tonight we have Dwayne Keith. Dwayne, how you doing?
I am well, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be on the show.
Absolute pleasure to have you on the show, man. Bobby's been talking a lot about you.
Yes, sir. So, Dwayne, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in racing.
Well, so I carry kind of a lot of titles here on the actual racing scene. So basically, foremost, I'm most famously known for being an announcer, especially in the dirt track world and dirt late models. I'm also a series director over the Ultimate Super Late Model Southeast Division. I'm general manager of the Southern All-Stars. That's the longest running dirt super late model series. It's owned by Ray Cook. He's the series director over it when he purchased the series at the very start of this year. So we kind of changed roles a little bit. He'll be handling a lot more day-to-day operations, race day operations and rules, and I'm doing a little more of the day-to-day stuff while still co-announcing now with my buddy Walter Tapp. I've been promoter. I've worked on the racing crew. Done a lot. So, yeah, and a good way to say how I got started, that's a two-part question. The reason why I say it's a two-part because I've been a racing fan my whole life, and that goes back to my family, 3 generations literally from my grandparents. Helped being a part of the Sonoya Raceway in Sonoya, Georgia when they first built the place. My grandmother was a cook for the track. My grandfather helped clean up at the track. My aunts and uncles worked there. My dad worked there. And I kind of stumbled upon it upon accident, but it wasn't actually at my home track of Sonoya. It was at West Georgia Speedway, well, now defunct West Georgia Speedway in Whitesburg, Georgia. Jack Mills, he took over the lease of the track, and he needed a cook in the kitchen. So I'm like, I'm a college student at work at McDonald's. I can make a little extra money on the side too. So they go for it. So about 3 races in, the announcer quit on the show. It was Memorial Day weekend. I remember like it was yesterday. That was 2011. And he quit because wasn't enough cars for him to announce, but that didn't make sense to me. So, it was kind of slow down there. Jack ran down there. I'm like, well, you want to announce? I'm like, sure, why not? And they opened the mic, did the show. The next week, he said, "You're out of the kitchen. You're now my announcer. You're a better announcer than you are a cook." I'm like, well, that's kind of a backhand compliment. He's like, nah, not necessarily. You know, you're actually a good cook. You just, you sound good on the mic. And from there, they say the rest is history.
Now let me pick your brain for a second. So you obviously you said you were in the dirt scene, and
Yes,
if our viewers haven't seen it yet, Stuart Friesen, who runs the Truck Series on a regular, and also with his wife Jessica on a part-time basis. If you guys haven't seen the clip on that yet, watch with caution. But it's a pretty horrific track crash. Luckily, from everything that we've been told, he's going to be all right. I guess he messed up his pelvis pretty good, and one of his legs pretty good. So he's out for the season in the truck. But as a announcer and being out on the track, how scary is that for you to see? And doing what you do, you get to see it on a week to week basis. How bad do you think that hit actually was?
it had to be. It was pretty bad for it to cause that much damage to him, considering as advanced as safety features are now, especially on those big blocks. That was a straight up hard crash. I haven't seen it because I'm a personal person that I don't want to see that type of stuff. Whether if someone if they got up, walked away, I can deal with it. But knowing that they got hurt, they're going to be out for a while. That's a little more than what I want to deal with on a personal basis. But I remember it was a race back at Sonoya back in I think 2013. We had a driver video, not video, but his hobby stock caught on fire, and it took him a while to get out of the car. And that was one of those hold your breath moments. And ever since then, I've just been real leery about watching that kind of stuff because I almost watched a man literally burn to death in the car, and that was kind of one of those traumatic moments there.
No, I completely understand that, and I can respect it all at the same time. Just it was one of those unfortunate incidents where dirt cars do fly. When they get up into the rut, and it's not anything for them to flip over and tumble every once in a while. But it's another thing to do it, and then car at full speed hits you broadside and shoves you out of the camera frame. When
Yes,
I
sir.
when I saw that, that's kind of when I knew you know, it got real. You see the guys, and like you said, with the safety equipment and everything these guys have, walking away is something we got really, really used to seeing. You
Yes.
know, even from me being a young kid, in the late '80s watching, I grew up on asphalt, but you would see really bad crashes and, guys not get out, you know, under their own power. They'd get, dragged in, kind of, give you a thumbs up, but you knew they were hurt. To now, in the 2000s, I really can't remember a time, probably since, senior, where you had to watch somebody get stretchered out.
Right.
But yeah, it's really unfortunate incident. But our thoughts and prayers are with the Friesen family, obviously, and a speedy recovery, and hopefully they can get, no pun intended, but their feet underneath them and get back to rocking and rolling.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
after watching it quite a bit, I'm just glad the car tipped the way it did, and they didn't hit with his head facing down,
Right.
because that would have been ugly. We
Absolutely.
would have been talking like Dave Moody said on Sirius XM today. He said that if that car would have turned the wrong way, the headlines would have been catastrophic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Now,
I'm going to shift gears just a little bit, not to deter from the topic, but I'm originally an asphalter fan from the get go because Sonoya Raceway had became asphalt by the time I came into this world, and it was NASCAR sanctioned through the late '80s for a little bit too. So I think I've been to about eight or nine snowball derbies. Um, Dave, these are a lot of names that will probably come up. The old ASA series, of course, the All Pro series. Of course, the Hooters Cup. I remember them being originally open wheel cars before it became a late model series when they first kicked it off. And of course, Southern All Stars had a late model series too. So we followed a lot of asphalt racing through the early mid '90s, from guys like Kevin Sawinski to my all-time favorite Bobby Gill. Yeah, we were some pretty hard asphalt racers for a while there too. We was a hybrid fan. My dad made me a hybrid fan. I'll say probably about mid to late '90s of dirt and asphalt before we just went full-fledged dirt because asphalt racing kind of started going downhill in the Georgia area, and we used to go to Birmingham and well, it's now Gresham, but it'll always be Peach State. And if you're really old, it's the old Jeffco Speedway up there, Jefferson, Georgia, and Lanier.
All right,
No,
so sorry,
go
Bobby.
ahead.
So got kind of a question for you. I've got Carolina Speedway right around the corner from me. Now,
Right.
as the announcer, at a dirt track, are you in communication with the starting the flag at all?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. It
The
just
announcer tries to stay away from any communications.
okay. And the only reason I asked is when the announcer usually gets off, usually the flag will drop. But maybe that's time for you to take a break and kind of talk about what's going on, or the 50-50 or this, that, and the other. Obviously you got your script planned out for you, just in case, like rain delays and all that good fun. But yeah, that's always just been something that I've always wanted to ask an announcer. Um, what do you do? What's your agenda at the track?
It is mainly to tell a story through my eyes to the fans. The ones that can hear you and pick up, especially during the race, because that's my best part out of the announcing. And I mean, I feel like I'm a great promoter when it comes to the concession stand food. I didn't get this big just by not eating, but yeah, that's been one of my deals because I have a very unique style when it comes to my way of announcing. It doesn't quite fit as well in the asphalt mold, and I have announced a couple of asphalt races down at Cordele Motor Speedway and Chris Motorsports Park. But my whole deal is mainly just to be as entertaining and be as unapologetically, uniquely me. So what you see out of me when I'm announcing is very much my personality. Like we'll say the wrestling references. That was one big thing I was, especially in my starting days in announcing. It was, oh, he just came off the top rope, talking about the guy running the cushion on the outside, and he's, passing stuff like that. And oh, he just went Macho Man Randy Savage on him. And they're like, oh, he's getting hyped like the Ultimate Warrior. Oh, he come, brother. Just stuff like that. It's from rapping to wrestling kind of deal. I'll throw like rap lyrics in there, and it only made. I think I was like the only one that could pull it off because it just made sense at the time. And it was I don't know if y'all listen to much rap. Like it was like one that really stands out was Ross Bell's at the March Madness at Cherokee Speedway. And it was like, man, oh, he got the mask off, Future, mask off, showing it true colors. Oh, mama told him don't sell that work. 17.5, same color T-shirt, checker flag. Ross the Boss wins. that stuff like that. So I know I see you kind of laughing there, like, yeah, my early days, I was just a whole different animal.
No, that is poetic awesome right there. That's top tier. When you can turn your passion, into your way of life and giving the people what they want. Because anybody can go, all right, the turn, 13 goes into turn one a little high. One gets underneath them. They're side by side going up the back stretch. Anybody can tell you play by play, but and that's why there's two announcers even in a football booth. Is one to do play by play and one to be a color commentator. And it,
Yeah,
it sounds like you are more the color commentator than just the X's and O guys. You know,
that's
I'd love to listen to a lap around the track with you.
absolutely, man. I have a lot of fun. I've met Tim Bryant down at Five Flag Speedway. He's invited me a few times to try to get up in the booth to work, some of it. I want to do the snowball like big, but that's a whole different deal to try to make that work. But yeah, man, it's
Look, it goes on for a week. Somebody's got to go horse.
yeah. And oh yeah, for like starts Wednesday and we race till Sunday. There's only certain dirt tracks in America that even goes that long of an event. But it was like another kind of big highlight in my announcing resume. It was that for about 4 or 5 years I was working as the house announcer with Ken Squire and Ozzy Altman at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So when the trucks, I'm gonna always be old school, the Busch Series, but the Xfinity Series, when they come to town, of course, the Cup Series, I'm sitting beside the Hall of Famer, Ken Squire, and the younger generation, they'll never know who he is. That's if
Absolutely legendary. He was the voice of NASCAR
Exactly.
for as long as I can remember when I was a youngster.
yes, and working with
Him
Ozzy
and
Altman
what
and
was it? Ben Parson.
Benny Parsons, yes,
Yep.
sir. And I think the most famous quote will always be, and it's a fight. It's a fight. The passion just flowing and they're just going at it, the first big fight at Daytona 500. So, yeah. And getting the opportunity, the first weekend I worked with him, we worked the truck racing. He heard me announce. And he said, son, you're about to go through boot camp. There's a difference between a short track announcer and a NASCAR broadcaster. So within one weekend, not only I had to learn how to broadcast, which is huge now for even dirt racing because they have Flow and Hunt the Front TV, all these other their actual broadcasts now. So I learned how to broadcast it with him and how to tell the story, bring my uniqueness of what I have and that excitement and passion, and how to put it in for the NASCAR deal, which opened the doors to work at Talladega. I worked down at Homestead once, done Bristol. I worked Talladega as a turn announcer for 2 or 3 times. Met Dave Moody out over there for the ARCA Series races. Pit reporter at Bristol. Like I got opportunity to see that other media side, and there's literally a hierarchy. There's TV, obviously they're first. No questions asked. You do not get in front of them. You don't break in nothing. There's TV, radio, then house. So you're kind of at the bottom, but you understand how it all works. But yeah, I've had, I got, now y'all making me think, man, I got kind of an impressive resume now.
Yeah, I'm just listening to it. I'm thinking that that sounds like a full resume just in itself, and you're still rocking and rolling.
Yes, sir.
You still got chapters to be written.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's been a fun ride right now, and I know back in the '80s and '90s, I got to do a shameless plug. We have September 19th. This will be a little bit closer to you, buddy, at Anderson Speedway in South Carolina. We have a dirt cars on asphalt race coming for the second time in a row. That place was, I think it was the record crowd for an actual racing event for that deal because it hasn't been done in as far as full open competition motor super late models in well over 20 years, and it was the largest pan race at the time. Well, as of now, still is, and we'd definitely love to have y'all come just check that out. It's very unique. They're not jacking the left front up. They're not, power sliding, but they're definitely, if not faster than the actual asphalt super late models competitively on the track. Put on a great show.
What's the date on that?
September 19th, Friday night. It'll be the second annual asphalt assault.
How far is Anderson from where we're gonna be?
If you're in Spartanburg,
We're
it's probably not
staying
even
in
30.
Cornelius.
North
And we're
Carolina?
Yeah, so what's funny is we're gonna be down there from the 13th to the 21st.
Oh, perfect timing. So from Cornelius, you're talking about maybe 2.5 hours straight down 85
It's a
south.
haul.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably about an hour further than Spartanburg.
Might be something to look into.
Definitely check it out. It's kind of a merging of two worlds right there.
Right. As you're talking about it, I'm thinking of the telemetry of the vehicle in my head, and I'm going, that's not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to be able to put a dirt car on asphalt, and you're not supposed to put an asphalt car on dirt. It's two different worlds, especially when you get into, say, like your super stocks. The super stock on the dirt world doesn't even look like an asphalt car, let
No.
alone handle like one. Just kind of like you have your asphalt midgets and sprints versus your dirt late miles and sprints. You have to change literally everything about the vehicle to get it to do basically the same thing, but just on two different pavements.
And the thing that was actually, I'm going to have to
I would love
debunk
to
that.
see one of those one of those asphalt cars three-wheeling like an Impala, coming off turn 4. Man, I'd laugh. Man, I'll tell you what, that would get me rolling.
Oh, that just brought back one of my old sayings. And when I was be announcing, he just set that thing in there like a Cadillac on the gangster lane.
Go.
Yes, sir. And I think another one of my favorites is oh man, he just made that pass better than the day Snoop Dogg and Willie Nelson shared a peace pipe. That one was a little controversial.
But good nonetheless. Good
There
nonetheless.
it goes.
Now,
Yes.
now I can say this because Dwayne has actually said that saying while he passed me on NASCAR Heat 5, and I about peed my pants and almost wrecked because I wasn't expecting it, and he come ripping around the outside of me and said that, and I was like, "What the heck just happened?" And yes, this guy did play NASCAR Heat 5 along with me, and he beat me a couple times, and then he called me a cheater. But realistically, I was never a cheater. I was on a wheel, and he wasn't.
It's just, you just don't get fast all of a sudden. Like, how does that? Like, no, I just come in and I'm thinking like, okay, I got a good deal. This is rolling. But all of a sudden, like, I'm literally watching your car. And like, okay, a controller is going. We talked about this earlier. A controller is going to stick one way on the input. But when he was going in, you could tell he's on the wheel because the car could drift down a little bit more. Or he could keep it a little bit stable when he's coming back up. I'm over here driving myself now. But yeah, Bobby the cheater Peter, you was cheating.
No, never. Not when it cut. No. So, anyways, that we met Dwayne. What year? When was that? 3
This
years
got to
ago?
be like at least 2014, 15, somewhere around there.
I want to. Yeah, somewhere. It's been a long time actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
when NASCAR Heat first came out, and my dad was in there. Dwayne and I were in there, and I was broadcasting the development series, and Dwayne and Dad was racing, and Dwayne just waxed everybody. And we're like, all right, bring him up. He comes up and he wins his first race, and then after that, it was him and I just back forth, back forth. And then today, I'm talking to Chad, and he goes, "Hey, I got this guy that announces," and I'm like, "Okay." And mind you, I've been friends with Dwayne, and we just haven't talked. And Chad gives me his number. I put his number in to give him a call, and it says Dwayne, and I'm like, I didn't put that in there. And then Dwayne's like, I remember you. I'm like, holy shit, we raced each other back in the day.
That's exactly it. I think I actually got mad at y'all at one point. It wasn't just the fact that you were winning. It was like all of a sudden everybody just gotten really fast. It was several of y'all picked up, and it wasn't sitting right. Like, were they just baiting me in the way we started this, or
I
what?
think what happened is everybody went to a wheel and nobody wanted to admit to anybody that they had a wheel, so everybody thought they were on controllers.
That would have had to be because like there's no way they could have gotten that much faster because I was like on the ragged edge on of a controller. Like
Dude, you should have seen this guy. He would come in and he's got his controller and he's like, you can hear him click 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 click, click. And we're like, bro, you're hammering those sticks. He's like, damn right I am.
because I mean I'm getting everything every lap out of that car, and I mean I'm taking hours of testing, getting that car set up just specifically for maximum grip versus minimum tire wear. So the only way you could beat me is literally by having a wheel. So there was no way around that. Or you found some like cheat code or whatever, but we weren't that advanced not on a console, you
No.
know.
But being real, this dude knows how to set up a car. Dave, when I'm saying this, I actually spent, I think there was a couple times Dwayne and I actually probably spent about 3 or 4 hours setting a car up and tuning it, making sure it ran. And then he'd sit there and say, "Oh, back at like with this dirt car, this asphalt car," and he'd make it realistic, like it was actually on the real or on the track, and it would work. I'm like, dude, like you need to go get in a real race car because you are way advanced past this game.
Yeah, I worked with Craig Scott and Clint Smith on dirt cars down this way. So I already kind of had an idea and then just freaking Google search. I know people like say, well, I'll just download a setup. Well, it takes a lot more than that. Just download a setup because it may not even work for you and it just be trash. Then you're just looking like ass. So, it is what it is.
Now, what upcoming races do you have coming up?
On my personal schedule, I have Cochran Motor Speedway in Cochran, Georgia. This Saturday, August the 2nd. I'm coming from Tri-County, North Carolina, the dirt track in Murphy, North Carolina, in the actual panhandle side of North Carolina this past weekend. Um, Southern All Stars will be racing August 16th at Sugar Creek Raceway in Blue Ridge, Georgia. They have a triple header Labor Day weekend, which will be Friday night, Livonia, Georgia, Saturday night, Bulls Gap, Tennessee Volunteer Speedway, and Sunday at Tazewell Speedway in New Tazewell, Tennessee. Ultimate has actually, y'all will be the first to hear it. Just added September 6th, 10,098 to win the inaugural Casey Barrow Memorial at one of my tracks that I work with very closely, Screven Motorsports Complex in Screven, Georgia. And I gotta take a picture of the food they cook there because the track, the track is really actually an incredible racetrack. Well, there's Thunder. That's nice to hear. But I mean, when I say they have country soul cooking, they have fried pork chops, chicken, shepherd's pie, collard greens, yams, cabbages, mac and cheese. Wings, Low Country Boil, you know, real Southern classics. So
So it
it's
ain't the hamburgers and hot dogs that you get at the regular track.
yeah, that's the side stuff. That ain't the good stuff.
Hey, I do want you to either let me or Bobby know, and we'll exchange info and all that. But my girlfriend Stacy, she's actually in Andrews, which is right next to Murphy, North Carolina.
Mhm.
So if you're up in that neck of the woods, and either this year or next year, I can definitely meet you over on the west side of North Carolina. If we can get something planned up, I'd love to.
I'll throw you a curveball. At that dirt track, that is a badass bull ring, by the way. Monday night, Labor Day Monday, we have a race for the Ultimate Super Late models at that track.
Okay.
So if you don't have to go to work Tuesday or whatnot, that'll be something to check out too. That is a badass bull ring. Slide job city, up on the wheel, all the stuff you hear about bull ring dirt track racing, you have that at that joint.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little upset at her because she's got a nice racetrack right around the corner from her, and she ain't never brought it up. I'm kind of wondering why now. If
Yep.
there's something to do on Friday or Saturday night, she ain't sharing it with me. I think she wants cuddle time more than going out to the dirt track.
Ooh, you little devil Romeo, you.
Hey, Dwayne, does Cochran still have the kart track?
Yes, they do.
Do they
They
really?
yes. They just raced this past Saturday. They alternate. So this will be August 2nd. So August 9th, they'll be back at the go-kart track.
Nice. So
Pretty neat little event.
back when I was I don't even know. I think it was like 10 or 11. We actually went to that track and we watched a family friend go out and win the thing. It was the coolest track I've seen. And then we come back here and there's like Little Indy and Kansas and stuff like that and Little Martinsville and I'm like, this ain't no fun. We need to go back that way. Like your guys' tracks on the south are fun. Like they're a lot bigger.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just kind of tried and true. If you don't have it, you're not gonna have it, and if you got it, you're gonna have it.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way everything boils down here. Like my unfortunately my track down here in Gastonia is probably turning probably 75 this year, and they've kind of lost it. You
Mm,
know, the we have Lincolnton Motor Speedway, which is
mhm.
a real nice dirt track, bigger payouts, nicer cars, better show up, and we're kind of losing it here. It's going to be a track that is going to really depend on the future of grassroots racing. But I hate to say it, have it leave, but it's about time. The trucks, unfortunately, it's been through many owners, and down here in the Charlotte area, everything that's not already built is being built, and it's just kind of being encroached on.
Yeah.
And it's that's one of the big things here in the South is keeping things up and running. And if they're not making money, they'll put a townhouse on it quicker than you know.
Everything has a price.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. Speaking of getting a hold of you, Dwayne, what are some of your handles or on Facebook or Twitter or X? How do people get a hold of you?
Generally it's just I'm just on Facebook. I don't do like too many other social medias. Like I do have like Snapchat or like a TikTok, but those are like really personal kind of deal. Just I'm gonna do like with real close friends and whatnot. But yeah, just hit me up on Facebook. I'll respond some way somehow. I'll respond to them. You can't miss me because I'm the big fat guy with a Copeland Farm shirt with a do rag on, so with a mic in my hand. So you can't miss me on that one. I'm the only announcer that can actually rock cornrows and a do rag.
And that's the dirty, dirty South.
Welcome to the South. Absolutely. Good God, it is a storm. Just God of freaking mighty. That was a crash.
All right.
So since the storm's getting ready to, or since the storm is hitting you, I'm gonna let you go so that way you can get off here so you don't end up losing power.
Yeah, that's I was like that thing said boom shakalaka the fuck. Excuse my language. But it's been an honor, guys. I hope to be back with y'all sooner than later.
Yeah, and we'll hit you up. I'll actually text you when we get down there and see. Maybe we'll swing down or something and meet up or something.
We can make that happen, Captain.
All right.
All right, thanks,
Appreciate it.
Wayne. I appreciate you being on, man.
I'll talk to you later. All right, Dave. So that was Dwayne. Pretty awesome guy.
Yeah, I would say definitely colorful character. You know, I would, I'd love to hear him, do play by play. I mean that sounds interesting. His flow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
I didn't want to put him on a spot and have him do a lap around the track, but
I
I
was
wanted
going
to.
to because I've heard it before and it's really good. Um back like I was saying back when we were racing NASCAR heat, he would actually pass us and he would actually do a lap of him passing people and we're like, "Where is he?" Next thing you know, he'd blow by you and he's like, "I'm ripping the high side like Snoop Dogg," and he's gone. We're like, "Bruh." Like,
Faster than fried chicken.
you're right. We're like, "Bruh, come on now." Like, where did you even come from? But yeah, he's an awesome friend, and hopefully we can go down into Anderson. I didn't know that it was actually that weekend, so that'd be kind of neat to check out.
I like that he kind of threw Stacy under the bus, and there's a track 20 minutes from her house, and I haven't been there yet, and it's one of the best tracks in the Dirty South. I'm a little upset now.
I'm surprised Stacy ain't commenting on the chat, going, "No, no, 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 no."
Well, the thing is, she did have surgery this morning, so speedy recovery, dear. I wish I could have been there for you, but she's doing really well. So she might not be watching tonight. She might have took a little muscle relaxer and called it a night, and I don't blame her at all.
Yeah. Hopefully you get better, Stacy. So if you guys you got anything else, Dave? Before I
Uh,
go through the list?
Man, I'm good. I just appreciate Dwayne being on the show, and
Yeah.
kind of filling in for us last minute.
Yeah, we were supposed to have Kenna Mitchell on tonight, and she unfortunately got the flu, so she was not able to make it. So we rescheduled her for after we get back from South Carolina, and North Carolina. So we'll get her in, and I know that a lot of people have seen it and wondering what's going on. You guys got to stay tuned. Kylie's got some big news, as it says. So nobody knows. Everybody's kind of wondering what it is, but I guess we gotta stay close to our phones, and when she makes the post, then we all get excited. But we got to remember she's on the West Coast. We're all on the East Coast. So by the time we get it, we're in bed, and it's 5 o'clock there. I mean, it's 5:42 there right now. So, remember, guys, check out the stickygears.com to purchase one of the old Area 51 racing t-shirts. Rob and I were talking about this the other day. The old ones are from Sticky Gears, and the new ones are from Overland Apparel. If I believe that's right, correct. Is that correct, Dave?
I don't know. I haven't
Overwear
been.
Apparel, sorry.
Yep, I haven't been in contact with them 3 or 4
Yep,
times.
sorry. It's overwearapparel.com. And our shirts are on there. And actually, I just got mine in today. And they are absolutely wicked looking. I should have brought one in so I could have showed you guys. But Don't forget Anamore Designs for your guys' tumblers, garden flags, and stickers. Gale Beard Products is a partner of Area 51 Racing Podcast. Go to galebeard.com, place your order, and use the discount code Area 51 and get 15% off your order and free shipping. Dave, let's make them say it.
Golly. Sorry, I thought I'd
Check
never say this, but I just watched my cat jump off the nose of a Kyle Busch. That's so if you saw me wandering off into the distance, the cat was sitting on the front bumper and decided to yeet itself onto a drag slick. Only in the Henderson household can you jump from a front bumper to a drag slick.
I'll take it.
Right. Yeah, it's acrobatics at its finest.
Absolutely. Check out the Racing Warehouse website for your Jeremy Clements apparel. They've been posting banners and rugs and all sorts of awesome stuff. Dave, you got anything about them at all?
Not really. I know that they'll be getting a new shipment in probably this upcoming week. They haven't been down there in a little while. I know they had certain pieces of the Spartanburger car that came back that they thought they could use, but ended up being a little too done for to put back on the car. So stay tuned, and just if you don't happen to see it on their Facebook when they go through, they do put everything on the racingwarehouse.com itself. Or if you just type in Jeremy or Clements, everything will pop up from all the sheet metal to his hats to shirts, you name it. It all pulls up. Or your favorite race car driver. You type in Lane Riggs, big winner this weekend. They got tons of his truck sheet metal up there. Yet again, we were talking about Mr. Friesen. They got one of his door panels up today. I did see that. I want to say it was like $450, which I think is a great deal for a door panel. Just you can buy die cast for that much for the specialty ones, and you can have a one of one piece of a race car.
Yeah. And then don't forget that you can get those t-shirts that Dave has on off their website also.
Yep, a whole bunch of TRW merch, hats, shirts, cozies, coolers, and they're always awesome. They'll throw in stickers and a whole bunch of other nonchalant things. You'll definitely appreciate it if you do get it.
Yeah. And then don't forget to check out Armadillo Apparel for all your polos and hats and all that good stuff. These polos right here, absolutely, I can't get enough of these things.
Yeah,
I have 3 of them and I absolutely love them.
Yep, high quality is definitely top priority for them.
Yes, sir. For your NASCAR diecast, please check out Circle B Diecast, the official diecast company of Area 51 Racing Podcast. When you use the code Area 51, you get $6 off shipping. Benzik Designs is the official display partner for Area 51 for your 124th, 164th, and 118th diecast stands. Make sure you use the code Area 51 and get 20% off your order. And Benzik Designs actually has a Etsy page. You can also get a hold of Matt Benzik on Facebook also to get those. If you're looking for any Kylie Glick Racing merchandise, please check out her Facebook page. She has not posted any new stuff yet, but I'm sure if you keep an eye on it, you might. Not sure what new stuff could come up within the next month or so. Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. Remember to always watch the podcast live on YouTube. Check out Spotify and like and subscribe on YouTube. And then our social medias on Facebook, X, and Instagram. And yes, Dave, Rob, and I will be doing a TikTok. Rob wants to do one, so we will be doing one live in Charlotte. I don't know how I feel about this, but we will see how it goes. Dave and I are not TikTok friendly.
Yeah, I did. I guess if you can say whatever you want on TikTok, if you're going to, I'd hop on it early before it gets taken down. There's a good chance, if you've watched the show at all, that things kind of just fly out of my mouth all of a sudden. So, if it's on there, we'll do what we can. I'll watch my P's and Q's like I always do. But I'll try my absolute best.
We'll get you a pony.
Ride the deer, pet the ponies.
All right. So I want to thank our partners who make the podcast possible. Spartan Waste, Fox Sports Spartanburg, Harrison's, Action RV, Kylie Glick Racing, Mattman Designs, which Mattman, I know you're listening right now. Thank you for getting Dwayne on the show. I greatly appreciate it. The Runner's Roost, Alliance Driveway Solutions, Anamore Designs, Circle B Diecast, Driven Sunglasses, and Driven Trackside. And don't forget to use the code AREA51 for your Driven Sunglasses. I keep forgetting to make a post about that, but every time I see it, I will. Elite Towing and Recovery, High Speed Auto, Booze Pops, The Racing Warehouse, Armadillo Apparel, Belcher Cheesecake Company, Fly Form Concrete Structures, First Pacific Funding, Surefit Companies, Gale, Wings, etc. Which, by the way, they had an awesome paint scheme for Indy.
On my way back from the trip going through Indy, I had to stop in Shelby, get a 6-piece tweener, some curly fries, and I don't drink, so nice big old thing of sweet tea. It was absolutely awesome after watching a race on Saturday.
We are definitely making that one of our stops when we're down there because I want to try the southern Wings, etc. compared to the north. I want to see if it's any better.
Absolutely the same. That's one great thing about Wings, etc. is I was raised right outside South Bend, Indiana, which is the OG Wings, etc. That is the original. Mr. Wood himself met the man, makes great wings. But he made sure when he franchised it out that everything was exactly the same, just like McDonald's. But I'll teach you the way to really eat some good wings while you're down here.
All right, sounds good to me, man.
We don't put cottage cheese or ranch.
No.
Come on now with it.
I actually tried the tweener and all that last time we went down, and it was good.
Yes, sir.
So I'm like, hey, Dave, I'm going to get some ranch. And he's like, no, you're not. And he goes, this is what you need to order. So that's what I ordered. And I had a big, tall beer with it. I was good.
Now, the one thing that there is a difference is the sweet tea. Us in the South, we love our sweet tea, and we know how to make our sweet tea.
I don't think I've ever had a Southern sweet tea yet.
We'll get you. I'll make sure.
Okay. And then we got to thank Dialed In Focus Pouches by Whitetail Smokeless, Benzik Designs, Schanzenbach Landscaping, Enigma Tattoo, Aero Parts Group, Jeremy Clements and Jeremy Clements Racing. And thank you guys again. Episode 89 already. And like Dave said, the Hulkster.
Thank you, all the little Hulksters out there. Just because I'm gone doesn't mean I'm forgotten.
Amen.
Amen.
And we miss Ozzy too.
Yep, and Theo. That was a hard week.
Yeah, that was a rough week. But yeah, like I said, 89. Rob's gonna do 90. I cannot believe that we are 11 episodes. I mean, after this, we'll be 10 episodes left until we're there. I mean, dude. This is like I remember us talking about this at the beginning of the year going, man, we're at episode 51. Where the heck is time gone?
Yep.
I'll take it. I like it. I appreciate all the fans out there, everybody that reaches out to us and everybody that bought a shirt from us so far, thank you guys very much. We've already, from what I'm being told, without the two big orders that we just got. And by the way, Ava Hansen, thank you for your partnership. I don't know if that's who I forgot to add to the list. She just commented, but Ava's gonna be racing this weekend in New Jersey with Area 51 on that race car.
Yeah,
Pretty
we're
excited.
yeah. If we can get a picture of her with that race car and our logo by it, I'd love to put it on either the intro or exit.
Absolutely. I've already been talking to Brandon. We're gonna do that, and we might have one better for you, Dave. On their way back home, I might meet up with them, and they might roll the car off the trailer. So who
Yeah, her,
knows? Maybe I'll hop in the cart and go take it around the block. Meow.
take it around the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, why not? But thank you guys, and thank you, Ava. I appreciate it. She said thank you to us. So we greatly appreciate everything you do, and good luck this weekend. Same with Kylie and Jeremy coming up. So we got some big announcements coming up. So we will definitely be keeping you guys in the loop, and we can't thank you guys enough for everything you do. And y'all have a good night.
All right, night, y'all.
All right, y'all have a good night. See you guys. Well, we'll probably see you probably in the next couple of days when Rob does his show. So, all right.